Hey folks, how you doing? It's Dave from the California Country Radio Show and Podcast, doing another one of these Cal Country Show quarantines. As you know, we're all in this together, even though you're sitting there, and I'm so glad that you are, and sitting at his home in what I believe is Austin, Texas. I didn't ask yet. Yeah, it's Kevin Russell from Shinyribs. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good to see you.
There he is, my man. So, yeah, if you're all not familiar with it, because I do play him on the show sometimes, and my favorite personal song that I like to play is Donut Taco Palace. But you got to see this guy's show. I got to ask you, first of all, are you healthy? Is everything good supply-wise? Is everything happening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all good here, man. Yeah. Hunkered down. Plenty to eat. Just made a pot of beans. Me and my son just made a big pot of beans.
All right. Are you
and the hardship is we didn't have andouille sausage. We had to use salt pork.
That's everyone's making sacrifices here, folks. Everyone is. Yeah. But otherwise, things are good. I know that you're used to traveling and performing with a really big band. So what is life like for you as an artist, currently?
Well, I am. I'm spending a lot of time in my shed here, just recording songs, writing songs and arranging, writing, recording. I was learning MIDI instrument stuff before this happened, just as a means of coming up with horn parts from horn guys. It just makes things quicker if I come up with my own parts. And so, but since this shutdown, I did a song for this for the whole COVID moment called "Stay Home."
Right, we actually playing on the show this week. So
okay, great, yeah. So, and I released that the same day our mayor in Austin was announcing his shutdown ordinance or stay home ordinance, and he shared it, and it just kind of went from there and spread all over, and just like the virus. And that was my intention. I was like, what can I do as a musician to help? That's what I'm thinking all the time. Like, how can I help? And I know so many of my brothers and sisters in the music community, that's what we do. We're like, how can we help? How can we make this better? And usually it involves our music. It's the one thing we can do.
The world's kind of strange. Obviously, what I've been doing with this series is connecting with folks and kind of seeing, getting a little bit of hope from the fact that it is kind of dire. Obviously, all the funds in the government, they're running out of money. I wish I had a tour now because gas has never been cheaper since I've been a musician. So. That's how they get us, man.
You wanted cheaper gas? Here you go.
Stay in there. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, like, man. Yeah. It's like, well, I got a watering can. I could put it in that, maybe. I don't know.
I got a swimming pool.
That'd be nice.
Don't go wrong.
That's probably one of the more Texas things I've heard. Yeah, man. Swimming pool full of oil. Well, so yeah, but I mean that's true. The song "Stay Home" had a lot of positivity, and I wanted to play it on my show, and I actually thought that it was a very tender song. You guys in your band are soulful, but tender's not one of those words I use. It's a high energy, funky and soulful, and with like bluegrass tendencies and Zydeco all mixed in. So. What was the process of putting this song together?
You know what the difference is? I'm writing on a keyboard these days, and I'm writing in an intimate sort of setting, and I'm tentative because I don't know how to play the piano that well. I'm teaching myself, and I've been writing on piano off and on over the years, but now I'm doing a lot of that song I wrote on the keyboard, and so it just has this sort of a different melodic approach, a different musical approach that came out the way it came out, and so I mean that's just the difference. Is I'm on an instrument. I've dumbed myself down a little bit, and I was just trying to express, trying to write a nice pop song that sort of was repetitive and kind of like Donut Taco Palace is that repetitive and say the same thing over and over.
Yeah,
and maybe in somebody's head, but most people. got the message, like we all did. There's just some people here who still haven't gotten the message.
No, and those of us that like science are just kind of keeping our mouths shut, I guess. But it's everyone's right to feel the way that they feel.
I guess.
Yeah. Now, do you feel any pressure to get a lot of work done while you're in here? I know personally for me, I'm going, all right, well, we might be out in a couple of weeks, we might be out in a month. I'm not sure, but what will I, will I have a degree from the University of Phoenix? What will I accomplish beyond a couple Skype interviews?
No, to me, it's like one of the things I love most is being in this place and writing and recording and arranging. I mean, that's one of my favorite things to do in the world. And honestly, during normal life, I don't get a chance to do it that often. So I've just kind of been out here every day just doing it. And it's fun. It's good for me. I've learned the piano. I've definitely got better at the keyboard. I'm getting better at the recording software I'm using. And so those are things I'm trying to learn, just get better at things I already knew. And I'm cooking, of course, every day, which I love to cook. But again, I don't get to cook as often as I would like. So that's kind of fun. My son cooks with me and my wife, and everybody sort of takes part in it. And, I think a lot of people have felt the slowdown. This is the moment the earth stood still. The earth has stood still. And people, I think, a positive thing is that people have their lives have slowed down, and they're taking time to appreciate maybe who they are and who they live with, and who, all the things in life that we tend to take for granted, I'm trying to connect with people that I kept telling myself I didn't have time to call this person back or to follow up with this person or that person. Friends mostly, not people I'm in business with, but there are some music biz people too that they just crossed my mind, and I drop them a line, which I wouldn't have done that.
Well, yeah, because they're home, so that's good too.
Yeah, everybody's home.
Hey, did I catch you at a bad time? What are you talking about? No.
Yeah, that's true. I thought I might binge watch some, TV shows or something, because I don't really do that normally.
Yeah.
And all my most of my bandmates, they binge watch these shows, and they are always talking about whatever show it is, and I never know what they're talking about.
Did you get Tiger King in at least? Did you get a little Tiger?
I need to. I want to, but it's just like, man, I still can't bring myself to sit there.
At the end of this, I don't think we're going to be mad at ourselves for not binge watching enough. So that's positive. Like, I'll just stay in here and just tweak something, because we're all trying to get better at something.
Yeah.
When was it that you figured out that the tours were stopping and you had to were you guys on the road at the time, or was there something going on?
Yeah, it was early March. We had about a week off. We did a big show here in Austin at the Paramount Theater. Great show. And we were going to leave on a Tuesday, I believe. Maybe. I can't remember the date, but it was maybe the second week of March. And so I was worried, because the thing was starting to become everyday news, this virus. And I was sort of thinking I was overreacting. I just thought, why am I worried? Should I be worried? Should I not? I think everybody went through that sort of doubt, whether I don't want to be an alarmist and cancel shows, but I didn't really want to travel through truck stops at this moment. I was like, I just don't think it's a good idea to be in public places, and I don't want to be, I'm a hands-on, I go out and put my hands on my crowd. I'm in the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm a totally social performer and pretty extroverted. And so I was like, man, I don't think I want to be all rubbing against my audience either, And then my trumpet player, Tiger Anaya, he called me and he was freaking out. And that's really all I needed. I just needed one more person to freak out with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I think, if you're not comfortable, I'm not comfortable. And then, another thing I did, what was interesting in the moment, I called all my musician friends. I mean, I called 10 different working musicians in the Texas, Oklahoma, Midwest region. And none of them had canceled anything, and none of them felt like it was an issue. I mean, that really made me think, man, am I just like crazy or something? But then, like, the next 2 days, basically, it all just came unraveled. And we canceled South by Southwest here. And
that must have been the moment where you're just like, all right, this is pretty serious. Yeah.
I felt like when Tom Hanks got it, he was kind of like the Magic Johnson of COVID.
Right.
And the whole world went, hey.
This is a real thing.
Yeah, wow. And then they canceled South by Southwest, and it was like, wow, okay. Our mayor took a lot of shit for that. He really was courageous because he's the one that had to do it.
Well, you had the closest schedule. I mean, Stagecoach and Coachella were still a month off. It had to come to that. And I mean, I remember being on stage looking down at the crowd. And because it was one of the clubs that did not close at the time, I feel awful about this, but it was packed and we were entertaining them, and they were, it was this kind of, it's like, stop touching each other, do not do shots with grandma right now. Get her out of here. And knock it off,
that would have been a weird feeling.
Yeah. Thankfully, same thing. I mean, LA was quick to follow, and LA was one of the first cities to announce the stay-at-home order, and thankfully I got that hummingbird back from the shop 15 minutes after the stay-at-home order was announced. So,
nice.
Because I get back to it But I tell you, it can be for people like you that are on the road responsible for a band. It really changes the way that you you got their livelihood, but you got their families, and the example that you set probably set a lot of other people straight. So good for you. Definitely.
Yeah. That was one point that Tiger made to me. He said, man, you're a leader. And he's like, if you cancel your shows, if you do this, other people are going to follow you, and they're going to know that it's okay. It was just a hard decision, but I think it's the right decision. So.
But now that we're in this world that we live in currently, what creative outlets are you still using? Social media? Are there performances? Are we archiving shows? What do we expect from Shinyribs music?
Well, I'm doing live streams. I do a Wednesday live stream happy hour, 6:00 Central Time on my Instagram. Which is fun. And then I do every Saturday night on my Shinyribs Facebook page, Saturday Night Rib Fry, I call it.
Yeah.
That's 9 p.m. Central, which is a sweet spot for the West Coast. I'm going to start putting more music out, I think, on my Bandcamp, and just sharing kind of what I'm doing in here. Just really so my fans can have something to listen to, something to do.
keep them in the loop. I definitely appreciate it. I mean, I appreciated how quickly Stay Home was there and right there for everyone. And where can we find you online so the folks back home can look you up and see what I see?
Yeah, I mean, the webpage is shinyribs.org, and then Facebook, of course, Instagram, have a YouTube channel, all that stuff. So really, if you just put Shinyribs in your favorite browser, then I'll come up. I'm pretty much the only thing in the world called
Shinyribs, right? And can we expect any awesome other covers from the Shinyribs collection coming soon?
Oh, always some good covers cooking.
Yeah.
I was messing around with a little that Erykah Badu song, Tyrone. You know that song, Tyrone?
Tyrone. Yeah. Oh, man.
You better call Tyrone.
What do you do? Like put a train beat behind it or something?
That's a pretty faithful version on the ukulele.
Oh, well, hell. I can't wait to see it. All right. I appreciate you joining me, Kevin. Man, it's been awesome.
Yeah, Dave, man. Great talking to you.
Thanks, man.